Good evening, otherworldlies. This is Queen Juliana, your dark mask diva. Alright, so there's a whole lot of controversy about going on a coffee date. Okay, now I'd like to talk about something that a lot of people have not even considered about a coffee date, okay? And guys, I'm talking to you when I'm going to talk about the coffee date, okay? I'm talking right to you about this coffee date, something you're not considering about it. All right, here's the thing about a coffee date. Okay, I was talking to another lady about going on a coffee date, and I was saying, don't you think you're worth more than that? Don't you think you should maybe have the guy take you out on a real date? You know, like actually put some thought into it, you know, at least take you to a movie or something like that. And she goes, well, you know, I'm kind of iffy about this guy. You know, I don't know if he's like a creep or, you know, I don't really like him very much. So I want to be able to brush him off if I have to. So if he's just taking me to coffee, you know, I want to just be able to kind of like friend zone him if I need to. So guys, here's the deal about coffee, okay? If you're taking a lady to a coffee date, she can easily brush you off and friend zone you. And I'm going to tell you why. The emotional climate of a coffee date is more like when you go out to coffee with someone, that's kind of like what friends do. Friends go drink coffee together. Like, when I go like drink coffee with people, it's like with like a platonic friend. It's like with my sister. Okay, it's like with another female. Okay, so when you think about going and drinking coffee with people, you think of buying yourself a coffee, or you think of going out to coffee with somebody of your own gender. You don't. It's not. I'm letting you know right now, coffee is not a romantic thing at all, okay? It's something like the last time you go on a coffee date and it's like a date, you're like in high school or middle school, okay? It's not something like that you should be doing as a grown-up unless you don't really like the person that much, okay? It's kind of like it's a childish thing to do. And if a lady is agreeing to a coffee date, she wants to be able to friend zone you afterwards if she doesn't like you very much. It means she's not really that sure about you, okay, if she's agreeing to the coffee date. So I'm letting you know, if she's going on the coffee date with you, she's really not that sure about you, okay? Now, here's a whole nother thing about coffee dates, which you're kind of insulting a woman if you take her out on a coffee date, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. It takes a lot of money to maintain yourself as a woman, all right? Most of us spend money on our hair, all right? We spend money on products to curl, straighten, color. We usually have fancy shampoos and conditioners. I know you guys don't have to really do much with your hair. Okay, we do. All right. Some of us wear wigs. Some of us wear hair extensions. Most of us color our hair. I mean, most of us are doing stuff to make our hair look a certain way. I never have natural hair, like never, okay? This is obviously not my natural hair, okay? This is an unnatural hair color, all right? So I never have a natural hair color. I'm always changing my hair to some very unnatural hair color. Now, it's not super expensive because I can do my own hair, but it still costs money because I'm buying the products, okay? So it does cost money even though I'm doing the labor on my own hair. It still costs money to buy the products though, right? So it's not like exactly free. But most women are spending even a lot more money than me because they don't know how to do their own hair, all right? But they're going through the labor of styling their own hair. They're going to a salon to get it done. They're paying a lot of money to look the way they want to look, All right. Now let's talk about makeup. Makeup is expensive. All right. You can go to the drugstore. You can buy drugstore makeup. Drugstore makeup is not expensive like mall makeup is, but if you start buying all the makeup, it starts adding up. If you're buying all of it. And most women, when you go on a date, put on a full face of makeup. Like all the stuff, right? It starts adding up. Okay, so especially the makeup that we wear today. Makeup that we wear today entails, like several different types of everything, including like false eyelashes and everything else. Okay, so all the makeup. All right, that kind of stuff adds up. Okay, usually when you go on a date, if you're a woman, you want to wear something new, something that makes you feel attractive. Okay, so usually women, when they go on a date for the first time, they buy something new to wear. Okay, that's going to cost money, right? So that's adding up. Perfume is expensive. It is. All right. I get gifted perfume a lot because I have a family member who has the hookup. Okay, so I'm lucky I get gifted perfume a lot, but not everybody's that lucky. Okay, perfume is expensive, so there's another expense. All right, getting your nails done, that's expensive, and not every woman knows how to do her own nails. All right, or if she does, she doesn't do a good job. And just buying nail polish. Buying nail polish gets expensive because you're having to buy different colors for every different outfit. All right, so even just buying nail polish. I do my own nails. All right, like I'm really about my beauty, but I mean I'm low maintenance to the point where, because I can do all my own stuff. But it still costs money because I buy all my materials. Okay, so it's still costing me money to look good. Even though I don't have to have other people doing things for me, I'm still having to buy everything it takes. All right, so it's still costing me money. All right, so it's not costing me as much money as it's costing somebody else who doesn't know how to beautify themselves, but it's still costing me money to buy all the materials, okay? So it's still costing me money, all right? At the end of the day, nobody escapes alive, all right, without having to pay money to look good, all right? It's always going to cost you money. Okay, and a lot of women don't know how to beautify themselves. I just happened to, grow up with a mom who went to cosmetology school. So I know how to, do all the stuff. I'm just lucky, okay? So most women did not grow up like that, okay? They have to go have somebody else do it for them. All right, so some people are not Googling YouTube videos to figure out how to put their makeup on. Some people have to have other people put their makeup on them. Okay. It's just not easy to look good, and it always costs money, no matter what. So you go out. I'm kind of beating a dead horse here, but I think you guys are getting the message. So you do all this stuff and pay all this money to look good. You go out and somebody pays what? You're on the date. Coffee costs what? $3.25? Unless he buys you a fancy coffee drink for what? $10? After you spent all that money to look good, all that money on makeup, all that money on your hair, all that money on a new outfit for him to spend $3.25 if he doesn't expect you to go Dutch on the date, which a lot of guys think you're a feminist and they think you need to. Guys, stop taking women out to coffee. That's why women are insulted when you want to take them to coffee. Because it costs us so much to look halfway decent. And it does. Because I don't want you to sit there and try to lie and say you prefer natural looking women when you absolutely don't. We know that's a lie. We know that's just something you say, but we know it's not the truth, okay? There's a reason the cosmetics industry makes so much money. Okay, we know everybody looks better with makeup on. Everybody looks better with their hair done. I'm sorry, it's just the truth. Okay, and we know you don't prefer natural looking women. You just like to say that. So, don't insult us with coffee dates. Don't take us out and pay $3 to $10 on us, spending $3 to $10 on us to sit there and talk to us for 3 hours about whatever. Even if you're an interesting conversationalist, it's simply not worth it. Okay, because that's just naturally going to make us want to friend zone you. Can you blame us? I mean, I want you to think about that for a minute. That would cause, like, put yourself in our place. That would cause like a deep resentment. I mean, think about that for a minute. If I was single and somebody asked me out on a coffee date, I would just be like, I would just straight up say that's not a date. I would just straightforwardly tell somebody that's not a date. You know, like, hit me up when you're ready to take me out on a real date. I'm sorry, I spend too much money on makeup and hair and clothes and all that kind of stuff to be, drink bean juice. I would probably not say it that rudely because I have better manners than that. But I would just say, I don't really, I'm not really feeling that, and I would try to say it in a nicer way, but, I'm not really a coffee date person, I would just try to say it in a nicer way, but I would just let them know that, no, because you have to have better standards than that, and kind of let them know you're insulted by that. But guys, that is really an insulting thing, and you're really setting yourself up to be friend zoned when you do that. And you're insulting a lady. I mean, unless she's going around looking a hot mess. Unless you really don't want to take her somewhere nice. If she's not, if she's not decent looking. I mean, but why would you want to go out with her in the first place? I mean, I don't get it. So, that's kind of my whole thing about the coffee date, because there's a lot of controversy on TikTok, on YouTube, just the internet in general, all the memes, a lot of people just talking about the whole coffee date thing, and a lot of people really don't understand why it's a bad idea, and they think if you don't go on a coffee date that you're a gold digger. No, it's just because you've invested too much in yourself to go on one. And guys, you're going to get friend zoned. I mean, if you take someone on a coffee date. All right, it just means she's not sure about you. So, I think I've repeated it enough times, and I think everyone who watched the video probably has a message by now, and I don't need to say anything else about it. So, I will leave you guys with that, and I love you all. Thank you so much for viewing. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope this helps somebody. And please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next content. Bye-bye.